Following Jack Grealish's British record move to Manchester City, Romelu Lukaku's big money move from Inter Milan to Chelsea has gone largely unnoticed, especially given how much Chelsea paid for the Belgian striker. The fee for Lukaku was the highest ever paid to an Italian club, and it was only $3 million less than the fee Aston Villa received for Grealish. If Lukaku's transfer had taken place a few weeks earlier, it would have also briefly been a British record fee. Lukaku's transfer fees, when totaled, would make him the most expensive player of all time. That statistic should be used to highlight what a great player Lukaku is, but it appears to be used as a stick to beat him with. Manchester United's failure to get the most out of the Belgian forward may lead some to question whether he is worth the $135 million he paid at Stamford Bridge. Especially since that price tag may be deemed excessive. Age is a major factor that influences price tags. Only 4 of the top 10 transfer fees in history were signed by people over the age of 25. One of them is Lukaku. Cristiano Ronaldo's high fee was the result of multiple Ballon d'Ors and extreme marketability. Antoine Griezmann's move to Barcelona is one of the reasons the club is in such financial trouble, and Eden Hazard hasn't lived up to his price tag at Real Madrid. The other 6 players are much younger, and they would have had a higher resale value 3 years into their contract. Lukaku will be 30 after 2 seasons at Chelsea, and if the club decides to sell him, it will do so at a loss. CIES Football Observatory valued Lukaku at around $90 million in June, which is significantly less than what Chelsea paid for him. It values Harry Kane at $96 million, so Lukaku may appear to be a steal when compared to the fee Manchester City would have to pay Tottenham Hotspur for their star striker. That's partly because Kane, who is only a few months younger than Lukaku, is also overpriced. Kane's goal-scoring record is also far superior to Lukaku's. Despite playing fewer games, Kane has scored 35 more league goals than Lukaku since 2014-15. Chelsea, on the other hand, will not be concerned about whether they overpaid for Lukaku. Many pundits believe his arrival has elevated Chelsea to the top of the Premier League standings. He is not a 10-year deal, he is there to bring Chelsea trophies in the next 2 or 3 years. Chelsea's defense was only surpassed by Manchester City last season, and their expected goals scored were the 3rd highest in the league, but 7 teams outscored Chelsea, and their top scorer in the league, but 7 teams outscored Chelsea, and their top scorer in the league was Jorginho with 7 goals. Even at his worst, Lukaku managed 12 goals in his 2nd season at Manchester United, and now that he has rediscovered his form at Inter Milan, he is easily capable of a 20-goal season at Chelsea. Goals are frequently purchased at a premium by clubs, especially since everything else is in place for Chelsea to win their first Premier League title since 2017. In some ways, Lukaku's resale value is irrelevant because Chelsea will not sell him anyway. The financial landscape of soccer has shifted in recent years, and Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain were the only 2 clubs that could have challenged Chelsea for Lukaku's signature this season. Real Madrid's financial situation should have improved by next summer, but with Erling Haaland on their radar, they are unlikely to be interested in Lukaku in a few seasons' time. Manchester United are unlikely to resign Lukaku, because doing so would be an admission that they were wrong to sell him to Milan in the first place, and no one else can afford Lukaku's transfer fee. Chelsea have also sold a number of players who are no longer in Thomas Tuchel's plans, which could help cover some of Lukaku's fee. They've already received a decent fee for Fikayo Tomori, and will receive a sizable fee for Tammy Abraham, who is effectively replacing Lukaku. Those fees alone amount to roughly 2/3 of the amount Chelsea paid for Lukaku. Abraham's goal-scoring ability may not yet be on par with Lukaku's, but his 15 league goals 2 seasons ago demonstrate his potential. Chelsea has sold some players with huge potential in the past, including Kevin De Bruyne and Mohamed Salah, as well as Lukaku himself, back in 2014. Despite Chelsea reportedly negotiating a buyback clause, Abraham could be another mistake in a few seasons, but Lukaku is more likely to bring trophies to Chelsea right now. Too much short-term thinking can be detrimental, but so can too much long-term thinking. Other teams are still reeling from the aftermath of COVID-19, and Chelsea can seize this opportunity to become dominant in the coming seasons. Nobody at Stamford Bridge will be concerned about Romelu Lukaku's price tag if he helps Chelsea win the Premier League title in May.